How's it going today, guys? Trucks and Water here, and welcome back to another video. And we are back at a very familiar place. We're here at Fox Toyota here in Clinton, Tennessee. As you see, they have a very large selection of Tacomas right now. They only have one Tundra left, which means they're pretty much sold out of all the Tundras until they get more in from the factory. But anyways, you read that title right. I do believe these 4th gen new Tacomas will be the best generation of Tacoma to date. And here is why. And more specifically, I'm not talking about the, like that one is right there, the hybrid version. I'm talking about the non-hybrid version because you will at some point have to replace the batteries and all that stuff. That does eventually go bad. But the non-hybrid version, especially, will be one of the best generational Tacomas today from all 4 generations. So before everybody starts and down the comments saying all the 4th gens have issues, let's go over the 1 through 3 generational issues with each generation of Tacoma. So starting with the 1st gen from 95 to 2004, they had massive frame rust problems, worn leaf spring issues, lower ball joint recall, mass airflow sensor recall, starter issues, throttle position sensor issues, valve cover leaks, go figures, Toyota, and the timing belt, if you don't replace it for 90,000 miles, it can have catastrophic failure. So let's move on now to the 2nd gen. 2nd generation of Tacomas from about, 05 to 2015, you got, again, massive frame rot issues and frame rusting issues causing even frame snapping problem. Air injection pump failure, worn broken leaf spring failure, defective throttle position sensor failure, and pedal entrapment. So from there, let's go to the 3rd generation, like I have, the 16 through 23. Those had transmission issues, rough and erratic shifting, hesitation and stuttering, and gear hunting. Rear differential problems with the leaking pinion seal, rear differential damage, and the recall from that. Paint issues, paint durability, rear leaf spring sag, frame rust, a blower motor noisy than what it should be, their brake light leak, fuel pump issues, and throttle lag. So as you can see, each generation is not prone to not having issues. Now, I will say Toyota is really good about fixing 90 to 95% of those issues in each generation of Tacoma. Hell, they replaced thousands of frames when it came to the 2nd generation of Tacoma. The small minute issues when it comes to these new 4th gen Tacomas, the transmission issue, which I do have inside information here from Fox Toyota, they've only had 1 or 2, if I remember correctly, Tacomas come in with the new transmission issues with these new 8-speed automatic transmissions, but they all turn out to be more the torque converter than the actual transmission. And everyone wants to hype on this turbo 4-cylinder in these motors, but a turbo is like a water pump. It is a wearable item. You have to fix it, just like in a diesel truck. Everyone loves diesel trucks because they love the turbo and the turbo power and all that stuff. Same thing with the gas truck. You will eventually have to replace the turbo, but these motors did come out of the Lexus lineup. This isn't a brand new motor when it comes to Toyota. And since Toyota owns Lexus, they kind of know what they're doing when it comes to 4-cylinder and turbo motors. And they have plenty of Lexus cars come into the service bay right there with 300,000+ miles on with these exact same motors on the same turbo. It all just depends on your maintenance and all that stuff. Say, if y'all know the YouTube channel Getty's Garage, about 2 weeks ago, he did a video on the 2.4-liter turbo that's in these new 4th gens, a full engine breakdown on what he likes and soon going to become out what he dislikes. And he's pretty unbiased when it comes to all his reviews, not just on Toyotas, but Ford, Chevy, Ram, all that stuff. So I really trust his opinion on it. And he talked about some of the good things when it comes to these new turbo 4-cylinder and the turbo 4-cylinders hybrid. But like I said in this video, the hybrid option, if you go with one, you will have to replace the batteries at some point, whether it's 100, 150, 200, 250, 300,000 miles. At some point, the batteries will have to be replaced. Those are a wear item, unfortunately. But Toyota hybrid systems, they were the first one to do it, and every hybrid system with every other manufacturer for the most part. It's just an old patent that Toyota, or they have bought off of Toyota. Toyota is the founding father of hybrid powertrain systems. So they know what they're doing when it comes to this. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is you have a lot of YouTubers out there that want to jump on a bandwagon for click views and whatever, saying, oh, the Toyotas are terrible, they're god-awful, don't go with them, blah, blah, blah. When any new vehicle comes out, this is the second year, 26 is the second year of these Tacomas coming out. When any new vehicle comes out, they're going to have little mechanical issues here and there. Like I said, they had a little bit of transmission issues when they came out, even in the manual option. And they have that brake line issue where if you off-road your truck, it can build up dirt inside here of the wheels and rub against the brake line, causing rear brake failure, which is not mostly on the TRD Sport. It's more or less on these wheels, the smaller wheels on the TRD off-road. But let's be honest here. 90% of people that buy a Tacoma are not going to off-road it. Even the TRD off-road models, TRD Trail Hunter model, or even the TRD Pro model, it's pretty much going to be a mall princess, street queen, whatever you want to call it. But they still have to recall it because can be a brake failure. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is you need to do your own research. I have a 3rd gen Tacoma that you know on the channel. I love that truck. I really, really do love that truck. But there are some issues with that truck. It still gear hunts, even after the 2019 refresh on the transmission where they did different tuning. It's not as bad as the earlier years of the 3rd gen, but it still gear hunts. Still doesn't know sometimes what gear it wants to be in. Still has a little bit of issues with the front timing chain cover seal leaks a little bit, and the rear coolant bypass in the back leaks a little bit too. That is a known issue on those 3rd gens that have not been fixed yet. Toyota has not made a full-blown recall when it comes down, unless you still have a warranty and get it replaced for free. That being said, guys, these trucks, they're not 100% perfect, and the 3rd gens aren't either. I think what it is most people see these on the internet, either see the issue, like, oh my god, one person has this issue, so it's all crap, because the internet is a vacuum. You can get sucked in and be narrow-minded, not see the bigger picture. And or you also see people with Tacomas, the older generations, having 3, 4, 5, a million miles on, and they're still going, not realizing that the issues like I talked about before in the previous generation, they've all been fixed. They have fixed those issues. There's a ton of maintenance. Those people are maintenance hogs. They're very anal about how they do their maintenance. And let's be honest here. 80 to 90% of the population that buys a new truck, even the Toyota, do not keep them after 100, 150,000 miles. They trade them in for a newer model or whatever. So if you're basing it off of that, there's no point, because you're not going to keep a new Tacoma or a Tundra or whatever, or even other makes and models trucks. You're never going to keep them past the 100,000 mile mark or 150,000 mark, or whenever your warranty expires, you get a new one so you can have that warranty. So I want to know your all's thoughts, opinions, and comments down below. Please comment down below if you feel like I'm full of crap or whatever the case might be. But I will say this, and this is not trying to be mean, but the older generation, I'm 29, so I'm talking the 40, 50, 60 plus year olds you see online that have YouTube channels or whatnot, that are crying, jumping up and down. Do your research. Go out there, go test drive one of these. This is the best driving Tacoma today. This turbo 4-cylinder with the 8-speed automatic transmission is literally the best driving Tacoma to date. The torque curve on this truck is like a miniature diesel. A diagram be popping up, of course, of the torque curve on a 4th gen compared to a 3rd gen. That's why these drive 100 times better than a 3rd gen Tacoma. You can argue with me as much as you want, but when you drive one, you fully drive one, you take it out on the interstate, and you drive it, they drive night and day difference. Now, granted, like I said, I love my 3rd gen Tacoma. It's a workhorse. I know I can start that thing up, go down the road, no problem. And these are going to be that. They're going to start up and take you down the road and get you home in really bad situations. Toyota is known for their off-roading and their four-wheel drive systems and everything like that. But give it some time. Let them work out the bugs. They're going to fix all the issues when it comes to these trucks that come out with it. And, of course, you're going to have those rare, weird issues that either somebody just beat on the truck that caused a failure, or it's just random failure. Heck, the 5th gen 4Runner with the 4.0 V6 and that everybody swears by, that goes a million miles. They were telling me before the new 6th generations come out, they had a brand new 4Runner, brand new 5th gen with the 6-cylinder engine, complete catastrophic engine failure at 1,500 miles. For some reason, the crank let go. Trashed the motor. They don't know why. They sent it, Toyota wanted it back to see what happened. It could have been a defect from factory, who knows? But random stuff still happens. And when you go online, you go on the Toyota forums, you're looking through, and that one guy has an issue, it gets all the comments, oh, they're trash, they're this, they're that, when it's one issue out of 10,000 units sold, or however many units sold. So you gotta do your research. You can't go by just one. You have to go by a whole collective of issues. It's like Dodge and Ram. They are known for their transmission issues because they've had years and years and years and years and generational trucks with the same exact transmission issues. Hopefully they got them fixed with the new 8-speed and the new Ram, the new Cummins, but we'll see. But like I said, comment down below. What do y'all think? Am I full of crap? Am I not? Am I talking out my butt, or I'm not? Or I'm just a young kid that doesn't know anything, even though I do way more research than 99% of all the YouTubers out there before I make a video and stuff of that nature. So, I love these new 4th gen Tacomas. I know the body style, it's like a mini Tundra, which I love the Tundras. The body style, I know they look like that, but I absolutely love these new Tacomas. And am I going to get one? Maybe in the future. I know we're going to be looking at a 4Runner here soon. Me and my wife are, probably the beginning of the upcoming year. But man, I just love these Tacomas. And like I said, come to Fox Toyota, guys. If you're in the market for a new Tacoma or a Tundra, like I said, I only have one left right now, but they're getting more in. Or a 4Runner used, they have plenty of used, a car, you know, whatever. Go see my sales guy, Walter, and say Josh with Trucks and Water sent you, and he'll take great care of you. So if you like this video, leave a like, new channel, please subscribe to the Trucks and Water family. We're constantly growing and changing, trying new and better things. I hope you all have a great day, and remember, never give up on your dreams.